Hey everybody, it's Miss Bassanetta. Today we're going to start a project called Using Gas Stoichiometry to Solve a Real-World Problem. So basically what we're going to do is we are going to find a way to fill a Ziploc bag, basically like you would fill a chip bag with the gas around it to protect the chips. So you don't want it too full because it might pop, and you don't want it underfilled because it will allow the chips to be crushed. Our goal is to fill a plastic bag with carbon dioxide. And so in order to get the carbon dioxide, we need to take baking soda and vinegar and have it react. In doing that, that will create the carbon dioxide that we're going to use to fill the bag. However, we can't put that baking soda and vinegar in the bag because then we would have wet chips, and that's not good. So what we need to do is find a way to make the reaction happen and capture all of that carbon dioxide into the bag. So the reaction will probably happen outside the bag, and we need to get the carbon dioxide into the bag. We need to think about how much carbon dioxide needs to be in that bag. So the pinch test is taking your thumb and your pointer finger and pressing them together on the bag. If your thumb and pointer finger touch, the bag doesn't have enough carbon dioxide in it. But you also need to be careful because when pinching the bag, you don't want the bag to explode. So you also don't want to have too much carbon dioxide in there. So you want just the right amount. So you might want to practice a pinch test or two. We're going to generate a list of questions related to how we're going to do this experiment. We know the experiment is going to be baking soda and vinegar, and we know that we're going to make carbon dioxide. But now we need to start thinking about how are we going to do that? Where are we going to do that? How much carbon dioxide? So you're going to create this long list of questions. For example, you need to determine the volume of the bag needed to pass the pinch test. You can do this without doing any equations. You just have to think about how can we figure out the volume of the bag. Another thing that you can think about is how are you going to fill the bag with carbon dioxide? So those are some of the types of questions that you should be thinking about right now. Generate a big long list of questions. And then you're going to plan out how you're going to answer those questions. You need to be very specific in your plans. So how are you going to determine the volume? Maybe first you have to think about what is volume, and then how are you going to determine the volume of the bag? Or what equipment or materials do you think you're going to need in order to get carbon dioxide from wherever you're doing the reaction into the bag? So those are just an idea of some of the things that you need to plan for. Once I'm back on Monday, we're going to actually start carrying out these plans. So they need to be very specific and very clear as to what you need to do. You're not going to have a lot of time to get all of these answers created. So you need to make sure that you are taking advantage of the class time today to get all of this done. Like I said, on Monday, we'll actually start answering these questions and then continuing on with the lab. I will provide each group with one Ziploc bag, so you'll need to take care of that Ziploc bag. You also can use anything that you can find within the classroom or the storage area. Anything else that you think you're going to want to use, you may have to bring in from home. So look around the room and think about what's there that you might be able to use to help you do this lab.